So hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome today to a quick unboxing of a brand that has been around for a long time, that's been on many YouTube channels, and I've never owned one of the watches. I've had watches with Seagull movements, but I've never had a Seagull watch. Typically I haven't found the designs that inspiring, and the prices have never been that great. They're of course not just an AliExpress brand, they're actually a brand in their own right, and they manufacture a lot of watches and a lot of movements. They are of course based out of China, but they do cater for, I would say, sort of anything from real entry-level budget stuff right up to some quite pricey pieces. So they're an interesting brand, and the watch today caught my attention because the dial is cool, it's original, it's unique, and I'm at that stage in my collection where I don't just need another generic dive watch. So what have we got here? Some sort of paperwork. To be honest with you, I'm not going to open the instructions. Let's pull that, let's get rid of the foam, and let's see what we've got today. And yes, if you can see that through the cellophane, this is the Seagull Poker Watch. Some nice gold tones and spades, clubs, hearts and diamonds on the dial for those of us with a love of gambling or poker. And of course, being YouTube, I don't encourage any of that. But let's get some cellophane off, shall we? Okay, that took way longer than I expected, but the cellophane is off, and here it is. This is, yes, the Seagull Poker Edition. So it's still a dive watch with a screw down crown and 100 meters of water resistance. And that case looks chunky, and it is. It's 44 millimeters, well 44.4 as I measure in diameter, and 13 millimeters thick. But despite the inherent weirdness of everything you're seeing here, I think it's pretty cool. There's a lot of high polish on the bracelet, so straight off, fingerprint magnet. It's only going to look this good once, and the next time you see it, I mean there's already a few fingerprints on, but the next time you see it for sure, micro scratches everywhere, because that's just how it is with high polish. The clasp on this is, ooh, yeah, unfortunately it is a pressed inner and pressed outer, albeit not the worst quality one, definitely not my favorite. But there is at least 3 holes of micro adjust on there, so I should be able to get a comfortable fit, and my gosh, that comes with a lot of links. If you have arms the size of my legs, you're in luck. This could be the watch for you. So there is a, I've noticed just there, you've got the signed crown with the S for Seagull. Reminds me a little bit of the mod crowns you get with the S for Seiko, but ever so slightly different font. The alignment on the bezel, I think, looks pretty good at first glance, or maybe slightly, let's see, there's a little bit of play there. It's kind of bang on. I mean, there's a tiny bit of play in the bezel which could move it out of alignment, but it looks pretty good. And how does it feel? Nicer than I expected. Quite a muted tone, but actually, yeah, better than I expected. I think that's a 60 click, yes. So it's a slightly springy, slightly muted 60 click bezel on this watch. The sides of the case and the tops of the lugs are brushed to a fairly reasonable standard for this price, but yeah, nothing spectacular. A couple of polished chamfers would have been a nice addition, but hey ho, we've got a 22mm lug width, and the movement in this, hang on, let me try and get a better view. Hopefully you can see this. It's the Seagull ST25. ST25 is the series, I don't know the exact designation number, but some general information on the ST25 series. It's 21,600 vibrations per hour. It has hacking, it has hand winding, it has a little bit of perlage there, obviously machine applied, but at least there's a little bit of decoration nonetheless. It's a reliable movement, but it is chunky. So I think the thickness tends to limit what kind of watches it can go in. Obviously no issue with the case that we have today. On the time grapher, I don't have any major issues, although I do think the beat error is on the limit of what I think is acceptable, especially considering that Seagull are the creators of this movement. They should be the masters. Maybe they could do better than 0.5 for beat error. That said, it's a mass-produced watch, it's a mass-produced movement, and I'm sure there's no regulations, so I might fix it at a later date. Quick pocket shot here. Now that it's sized, I think it looks pretty good. Chunky, yes, but seems to fit me well. One of the things that you'll see from the shots, and perhaps more so from the wrist shot, is that the indices, the gold tone on the indices and the hands specifically, catches the light really nicely, and it's something that I really enjoy when I'm wearing this watch. It doesn't have a lot of AR, that's also something you might notice, so it's still legible because of the high contrast between the whites on the indices and the hands, and obviously the sort of dark greyish, almost black dial. But yeah, AR is not its strong point. Hopefully this shot here shows you just why I like this watch so much. With the suits and with the dash of red that you get for the free and the 9 o'clock markers, you could probably say the design is justifiably a little bit tacky. But have you ever been to Vegas? That's tacky as hell, but my goodness me, it's such a lot of fun as well. I can't think of many other affordable watches that have this kind of design inspiration and this style. Maybe there is a couple and you can let me know, but to be honest, nothing really comes to mind until you start looking at Jacob & Co. and the ridiculous roulette watches, which, to be honest, I don't know if I'd want to wear one of those out on the wrist, as crazy as some of the engineering is behind that. I'm not sure if I'll do a full review on this one. Depends. We'll see if there's enough to say on it or not. If it's something you'd want to see, by all means let me know in the comments. These are currently on Ali. I think it was just over 300 Canadian that I paid. I'll put the price up on the screen now, and if you would like to buy one, I'll pop an affiliate link down below. It doesn't cost you anything, but if you do click the link and purchase one, then it gives me a small kickback through AliExpress. Other than that, this is a poker inspired Seagull watch. This was the unboxing, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next full video where we're going to take a look at a couple of Tag Heuer chronographs. Cheers.